Hey, I'm Brandon Styles with BrandonStyles.com. Today we're doing a little something different. We're not going to be focusing on marketing, but actually how to make a great cup of coffee. So if you work from home, or you have a home office, or you're just sitting around the house and want a good cup of coffee, I have perfected an AeroPress recipe, and I want to share it with you. This is how I make my coffee every day, so let's check it out. The first thing you need is a good kettle. Today, I'm using the matte black Fellow kettle, made by Fellow. This is a great gooseneck kettle that actually has a thermostat on top to keep track of your water temperature. A scale, I'm using this super fancy mid-90s Weight Watchers food scale for this process. Next thing you need is your trusty AeroPress and your coffee mug. Last thing I use is an app called Copy, and you get this from the Android App Store. It might be on iOS too, but this is how I time my routine. Now, how did I come up with this AeroPress recipe? Lots of trial and error. I actually took a coffee journal for 3 weeks to perfect this cup right here, and it's a damn good one. First thing you want to do is fill your Fellow kettle to about 300 grams of water. I actually tested my kitchen refrigerator, and it pours 300 grams in about 10 seconds or so. So let's do it. Perfect. To measure 300 grams, your 300 grams should be right above the little hole where the kettle starts inside of this Fellow kettle. Why not fill up the whole pot? Well, because it doesn't take as long for the water to heat if the pot's not all the way filled up. You're also not wasting water, and to me, I tested both variables. I like the taste of not filled up better. Let's get to making it. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water on high, and I'm going to start my timer on the Copy app, and it's going to take 2 minutes and 45 seconds for my stovetop to heat up 300 grams of water to about 190 degrees. While that heats, I'm going to make it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my coffee bin from the Encore to 20 grams of beans. Let's do that. Alright, so there are 20 grams of beans in here. Again, this is Counterculture Coffee, hologram. Really nice, fruity, milk chocolatey, syrupy taste. So once you've measured out the 20 grams of beans, put your coffee aside. You're done with that. I'm going to dump them in the top, put this below, cap the machine, and we're going to set this to 12. Again, on the Encore, set it to 12, and we're going to let it grind. Here we go. Alright, we're all ground out. Hit it a few times. Now I'm going to pour the grinds into the AeroPress. Remember, we're using the inverted method here, so my AeroPress is upside down. I put this on, zero out the scale, and I'm going to pour all 20 grams of the beans in. Give it a little pat. Now remember, you want to flatten out the grind, so I'm going to do that so that the grinds are nice and flat. You can see that, kind of a fine grind right there, but not too fine, a little bit flaky. Once you've got that, we're going to put it on here, zero it out. Our water is almost where we need it to be. When this goes to zero, which is at now, I'm going to pour to 115 grams, making slow concentric circles. Your timer's set for 30 seconds. Alright, so it's at 115 grams now. We're going to let it bloom for 20 seconds. Again, the Copy app is keeping my time. After the 20 seconds is up, I'm going to stir it for 5 seconds. Here comes the stir. Now here's the pour of the last 115 grams of water to 230 grams. So there we are at 230 grams. Now we're going to let it extract for 3 minutes exactly. Copy's keeping the time. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare my cup. Put the top filter of the AeroPress in. I'm going to get a filter right here. Again, just the regular filters that come with the AeroPress. Put it in here, and we're going to pour the hot water over it to get rid of that paper taste. So let's pour the hot water over our filter. Gets it nice and wet. And now we wait the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds for our coffee to extract before we press it. Once that hits zero, I'm going to put a top on this, pour out the liquid, and then we're going to press for 40 seconds, just like this. Perfect. Press until it hisses. Throw this away real quick. Now your coffee's done. Took about 7 to 8 minutes to make, and you now have a beautiful, fresh pressed cup of AeroPress coffee. And now, sip and enjoy.